Hi, everybody. How's everybody's week starting? Hopefully, great because you're here and you're watching us. Today, we are going to be talking about something that I think is near and dear to all of our hearts. It's that special figure that basically started it all, that got you back into collecting, I would say. And we'll kind of elaborate on that a bit. We had a little pregame talk and kind of opened up some new topics. But let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to bring in our man Jay, Creeper Creations. What's going on, Jay? How
Hey,
are
Billy.
you?
Good. How about you?
How was your week?
It was good.
All right, I love hearing that.
We're in the weekend, so it's even better.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, man. And next is the main man, Nacho Esteban. What are you doing, dude?
Nothing much, just chilling.
Just hanging out here?
Yeah.
I love asking people like, "What are you doing?" You're like, "I'm freaking. I'm on the show. What do you mean? What am I doing?"
Sitting here waiting.
Yeah.
And my favorite chairman. Woo! This one, there he is. Look at this cool guy. Look at this freaking Morpheus looking son of a.
Hello.
All right, so today, guys, we're going to be, as we've discussed, we're going to be talking about the figures that we were talking about, like the figures that kind of got us into, I guess, started it all. But Jay, you made a really good point earlier about what got you back into collecting, not necessarily like what started it, like when you're a kid, because you were saying like when you're a kid, you're playing with toys. Now you're more of a collector, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. I like that, yeah, because I mean, that's two very different things. Because
Yeah,
I still have
yeah.
my original, but
Yeah. When I was a kid, I played with toys. I didn't really. I didn't have a collector mentality. Like I played with them, and but they went in my. As an adult, they go on my shelf. As a kid, they went in my toy box. So that's
Yeah.
where I'm.
I have. It's funny. It's like the toy box now looks like my fodder boxes. Look
Yeah,
like
well,
the
that's
toy
my toy.
boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, I remember I had like this. I wish I could find it. I had like a Snoopy house. So it was like this like white plastic, and it had like a outline or sculpted whatever like outprint of Snoopy laying down, and then the top was a big red roof, which was really clean because you could take that anywhere, and they'd like figures could slide down the roof or whatever. Anyways,
Yeah.
I remember the inside of it was like this, and it looks like you threw all your crayons in it, like the paint from the flat from all the toys, and yeah, just rubbed off on all of it. I was like, dude, that is insane. But yeah, that's the new fodder box, I guess. But yeah. So, anyways, I want to thank everybody for showing up today, and let's get it. Who wants to fire this one off? Like, who's excited to talk about the figure that started it off for him?
I'll start.
Yeah, let's see it.
So mine is Ram Man. So like I said, as a kid I played with toys, and loved them all, and that's what got me in the mentality I am now. But once I hit a certain age, I wasn't playing with toys, and I really wasn't collecting them either. I just kind of fell out of it altogether. And so here, I don't know, 4 years or so ago, I watching a lot of YouTube and stuff. Back then, I was watching a few channels caught my attention, but one was Toy Ploy, and just I loved watching him take vintage toys, the toys I played with as a kid, and repair them, fix them, do paint touch up, that kind of stuff. And so through watching him, I ended up getting the bug to want to grab some vintage toys I had as a kid and fix them, paint them, repaint them, touch them up, make them look like new. So
Absolutely.
yeah, Ram Man was the first one. This was actually what started this whole deep dive right here. And when I got him, he was a flipping disaster. He was a wreck. All the silver paint was all gone. So he's a complete all the silvers repaint, and face was all repainted and touched up. So I did not have to fix his spring though. His spring was good.
When did you get him? what year, or I don't know, you don't have to remember the year, but like when was it that you got him, that you could closely?
It was somewhere right around 2019, somewhere in there. So,
And that fired it all off.
yes, and that's what started like literally started the deep dive. Yep, the
That's
diet.
awesome.
I mean, started the dios. It started the customs. It's like all of it. Like
So
when I dove deep.
yeah, no, and I was gonna say, sorry to interrupt. I was just gonna say, like, is this what is Motu? So Motu, obviously, like you're getting at, was a big part of your childhood, right? And so you wanted to,
So GI Joe, Motu, Transformers.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, that was, there was Mask in their event, like towards the end, like right before I, kind of stopped playing with toys and stuff, Mask, things like that. But yeah, I mean, Motu, GI Joe, and Transformers really are the key that like kicked it off. Like as a kid, like that was my thing.
So I have to, as a fellow fan of a few of those as well, I have to ask you, like, is it weird that we've kind of watched the toys grow up with us now? That we were, especially like, just look at the size of the figures that you have now, and where we are.
To me, no, this when I had this as a kid, that's what I wanted. Like, because I probably had more GI Joe than anything, and I liked the articulation as a kid. I liked the articulation that GI Joe presented, so I wanted that with everything.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that. So when I was a kid, I had more GI Joes than I probably had anything as well. I think it was it's like the size of me as a kid, and then like the size of these figures, like you could put them in your pocket, you could take them with you and whatnot. And then they had that awesome, like the O-ring rubber band in the center. And then, I mean, I've got one right here. Like, this is my favorite. This is topside. And and this is not the one from when I was a kid. That thing is destroyed. But
it's another Billy clone.
You could see, like, I mean, you had knees that, like, all of this stuff, like, in there. I mean,
arm swivels.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is before it felt like
some of the most. How do I say this without? They had the most amount of articulation. I feel like back then that was really available. I'd say in the U.S. I think maybe Micronauts. I think Micronauts maybe had a little bit more, because I think Micronauts had wrist where GI Joe didn't.
It's what's really funny is why
they took the articulation model from, I mean, Micronauts is where they got it.
Yeah, I remember, and there was I actually had there was a Spider-Man made by Toy Biz. He was really skinny, but he had GI Joe like articulation. I remember he had one, so he had a thwip hand that was like this, and then he had this random hand that went like that. So this hand was funky, but still he had the rubber band in his chest. He was thin, and I remember it was about a 5-inch figure maybe, and I love this thing because he had the GI Joe articulation.
Right. See, and that's like, because Masters was bigger, taller, bulkier. In my head, it was, I want my GI Joes bigger.
Yeah, and then they tried to do it with GI Joe Extreme, and they ruined that.
Yeah, see, at that point, I was kind of out of it. So I kind of knew about it, but I didn't really like collect them or play with them or anything.
But it's funny too. Like I think about like what I do now, how I'll teach people like how to, because nowadays we want really tight joints and stuff like that in our figures, like, to have the posing and whatnot. When I was a kid, I could not wait for a GI Joe to get super loose and floppy, and then we would because we would drop them down. This was before ragdoll physics was a thing in video games, and me and my buddy Scott just thought it was the funniest thing. If like you threw one down a slide or landed, and they land like a person would or something, and we're like, this is the
more realistic.
Yeah. Yep. Plus, vehicles were accessible.
Whether it be that was and I think that was the funnest part because I ended up, like I said, GI Joe was the largest amount of toys I had, and I was all in on it. And I've talked about before, like with toy lines back then as a kid, I was either, a lot of them I had to be all in because I wanted everything, and to get everything I had to be, I couldn't, there were certain lines I didn't play with as a kid. Not that I didn't like them, it's just if I got something from there, I wasn't going to get what I wanted over here.
Right. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I get that.
I was all in on that one. I mean, I had the base, Dragonfly, Sky Striker,
just everything.
Yeah. I mean,
that's amazing.
That and GI Joe was my thing.
Yeah. To go to the chat, Panda T says hello, Panda, and Stupid Sandwich says that his must have been either Dino Riders or the original Playmates TMNT line. Been collecting for so long, I can't remember exactly where I started. I've been a creature of impulse ever since. Yeah, the impulse really kicks in. When I was a kid, you couldn't have the impulse because
you weren't really buying them.
Yeah, I didn't have money. Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Yep,
they're into me snob. I think I said that right. It says the biggest disappointment about going 6-inch is the lack of vehicles.
Yep.
Well, it is and it isn't sometimes for me because what are you going to do with them all unless you put them in your garage like real cars?
Right.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe you got a big house or something, but that's a lot.
So I mean, Hasbro's making a push for it. I mean, you've got the Vamp coming, you've got the Ram Cycle, you've got the Ferret that's coming, Rebel Bubbles, you've got the Hiss Tank, you've got Dragonfly. I mean, there are a lot of vehicles in a very short amount of time for GI Joe. I mean, you've got the jump pack, and I think I heard they're going to do the actual, I can't remember what it was called, but the jump pack station. That pad that had they're gonna. I thought I heard that's going to be coming.
I think
they're definitely
look at NECA and McFarlane. McFarlane's been putting out. I mean, he put out a monster truck, which of course he did. The Batmobile and like all this stuff, and I mean, and honestly, a lot of his stuff's affordable because it's like
the
big
motorcycles, the bat cycles. The different ones have been affordable. And I, and granted, I mean, the HasLabs are, I don't want to say that the Joe ones have been expensive because I mean, like I got the Hiss Tank and it was worth every penny.
When you showed that thing off to us the other day, I couldn't believe, I couldn't believe everything that was involved with it.
Right.
It was crazy.
It's insane. The Dragonfly is going to be the same way. Now, mind you, I did not get the Dragonfly, which I kind of wish I did, but I don't have.
You're always going to wish you did.
I'm happy it's out there. You know what I mean? But I don't know, like this in a figure for $45. I mean, $20 for the cycle, $25 for the figure. That's, in my book, that's affordable.
Yeah, it is definitely.
The Vamp,
$100. Breaker went on clearance too, and it was like, and I wonder about that sometimes. I'm like, are the Joe fans grabbing it up at the beginning, and then they're overproducing too much? Because the same way with Duke and his motorcycle, right?
Yeah, I think that was. I think that's a combination of the things going on at the time. You had people that were buying a lot of stuff up, and then things have slowed down slightly, so you're having just more product on the shelf. And Tiger Force. I mean, I was not collecting by the time or playing with Joe by the time Tiger Force came out. So
when you were a kid.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
And what was I'm trying to think
as big of a
kind of bouncing on that vehicle line. Like I'm trying to think of so I'm not going to get into it because it's just nuts. But we know the Ghost Rider car that didn't fund, and then the Dragonfly that does fund.
So
why is that? Is it because everything about the Dragonfly was a better deal,
Well,
or is it
I don't think.
because?
I think it's different audiences.
Yeah, I mean, so
I've got
Nick Robbie Reyes,
like
very cool character.
Yeah, he's great.
at this point because I still want people to like me.
Yeah,
Okay.
No, kidding. I think it's just I think that they were a little more demanding for what they wanted out of the Ghost Rider car.
Oh, this. Hang on. I'm gonna back up and punt real quick. This is interesting. He said, "I thought the his tank scaled okay until I saw comparison pics. I think it should be bigger, and I still wish I got one."
Yeah, no, I'll disagree with that. I mean,
Well, after you showed it to us,
that
It was
thing's-
pretty big.
wow.
it-
I mean,
and this is the so this technically scales larger than what the 3 3/4 did.
Mm.
It's like obviously it's bigger because it's scaled for 6 inch, but what I'm saying is like to me it seems like this the 1/12 scale his tank
Mhm.
actually scales larger to a 6 inch figure than the his tank and a 3 3/4 his tank to a 3 3/4 figure.
From what I saw, like you just showing it to us, how it looked phenomenal. Like no angles, no effects or anything like that. You know, just like straight up, hey, here's this. Oh, can you show us this way? And you showed it to us, and I was like, it's phenomenal.
Absolutely giant. I don't think if it was bigger,
Mhm.
it would be too big for me at least. Like it would be too big.
Man, where would you go? You know, where would you go with it?
Oh God, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's giant.
Yeah. But so I'm gonna bounce over real quick. Chrisman, let's go into your let's go into the figure that got you into collecting for real. For real collecting.
Is this guy. Maybe a bit controversial because nowadays Mesco is a bit iffy.
Mm-hmm.
But back in the days, they did some really good stuff, like Spider-Man, Shazam.
Still
a lot of cool characters. Funnily enough, before I got this guy, I'm looking at the promo pictures. I thought he looked a bit subpar, a bit bad, because I guess Mesco's Photoshop game wasn't up to snuff from the past as well, so it looked a bit weird, but eventually I got him, and now I'm addicted.
So let me ask you this: what was it about that figure that just that was it for you?
I mean, especially comparing it to other Mesco figures, despite the cloth, he's still got very good range. Like, if I bend him down, pause, it's pretty well.
Yeah.
For a Spider-Man in a suit. I mean, sure. And I gotta say, for the condition mine's in,
yes,
he's not the vinyl on the suit is not disintegrating yet, or not really. He got some tears, but he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, I remember the biggest worry I had. I remember I foolishly let my Daredevil go, and I still kind of regret that, just because he was cool, but it was one of those things where I was nervous about it because I'd heard these horror stories of anything with like the vinyl on it, especially if it was like an armpit or near. Like, see, I'm looking at that Spider-Man, and I'm noticing like it's pretty smart. Like, look, so is all the blue like a fabric?
Yep. All blue is fabric. The only vinyl stuff is the red and the webbing.
So you can see
how the spider.
Yeah, you can see how that's smart. So like, see how the armpits aren't gonna like stretch out or whatnot. You might, if you stretch the arm backwards, Like if you were to do something like this, maybe you would, and you left it that way. So that's what I'd heard. I was like, if you posed them up, like especially Daredevil was full on, like the vinyl.
Bad.
Yeah, so I was like super nervous because if you were to pose them like this for, I don't know, a month, and then you come back, I'd heard these stories that it comes back and it's just it's stretched out and it's got a wrinkle to it. But I mean, that is smart.
Like, I had that problem with my Mezco Black Suit Spider-Man. I got him for like $70, so it's not that big of a deal. And I'm repurposing him for a custom, so I just ripped off that suit. Pause. But yeah, this is.
I'm not familiar with that figure. I'm not a giant spider head, so sometimes did he come with a Peter Parker head? I had to.
He didn't.
Right?
He didn't.
He didn't.
None of the neither the like Mezco's first Spider-Man was Miles Morales. Actually, he didn't come with the Miles head. This one didn't come with the Peter head, as well as the Black Suit Spider-Man. I think the first Spider-Man that came with the head is Tom Holland's.
Yeah.
Does he have like different like eye emoji?
He has no, you can't remove the eyes here, but it's a bit it has a cool effect. You gotta imagine it's like deep. You can look into the eye. It's a bit looks a bit like a puddle.
You can just look deep, you can just look deep into his eyes, huh? That's pretty cool. When did you get this, Chrisman? Like how many years ago did you get this thing?
I think let me think. I think maybe 2018.
Wow,
2018. Yeah,
that is a pretty good testament to I'm not, like you said with Mezco. Like I was the guy that like wasn't about to. I wasn't gonna jump onto the cloth goods stuff. I was like, those are dolls.
Yep.
I'm not getting into that. And then Mezco jumps on the scene with stuff like that don't look like baggy Barbie clothes and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, all right, I'll collect dolls. Just like these are freaking great. Like they're wonderful like that. So I really, really enjoy.
And after this guy, I got Shazam, and then
I still have Shazam.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's a cool figure. He holds up well, man. Like that's one of the, and once again though, he's not all vinyled out. It's not a vinyl cloth. And I was like, that's I think that's where my collection with Mezco started turning. I can see which ones that I have out on the shelf that I felt like comfortable with, and stuff that I've got even lying around. I've got Blade. Like Blade's a perfect example. Like I like both versions of that figure, and the jacket, is the only thing that's might be a little risky. But you'd have to. It's loose enough to where it's not. So there's that. The
only thing I am dislike about this guy is his feet. It looks like, I don't know. It looks very weird.
Oh, it's like sculpted on, huh?
Yeah, it's like pads. I don't know. It looks like.
Let me ask you this: so do you not like the design? But does it?
I don't like the design. If it was a bit. It was just flat. It would be perfect, but I had to maskify it.
Does it stand well though?
He does.
Okay, if it poses well,
maybe that's why they made it like that.
Yeah,
he's pretty much all classic. They just had to sprinkle Mezcorize
it. Just a little sprinkle.
Had to mess it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's mess.
Yeah, dude, that's actually what kept me from collecting a few of the Mezco runs was the when they mezzed it.
Yeah, to mess it up.
I think it was a cable, blue and yellow cable was one where I was
had to mess with it.
Yeah, they had to mess with it.
Yeah,
they had to mess.
They had to mess with it. I'm like, you don't have to mess with it. This is why we like it. That's what I think happens sometimes in the films when they change something up so much, and you're like, you didn't have to go that far, did you?
Yeah.
Like, what is this? Like CGI Green Lantern. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, the panda, pretty messy.
That's pretty messy, dude.
Yeah,
that's cool. So, Chrisman, to go back to you, so has Spider-Man always been just like since you were a kid? Was that when
Yep.
Because obviously, so if you're getting into collecting, that's not a real cheap figure, to jump into collecting with.
Yep.
So you obviously love that character to the fact where you would take a risk on this new company. Did you watch any reviews on this figure or anything, or did you just jump right into it?
I think I watched them as some reviews.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if I watched them a Robo. Shout out to him.
Wonderful man.
But yeah, I watched some reviews and I was like, okay, maybe the picture doesn't the pictures, the promos don't how do I say it?
Do it justice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't do it justice. So I mean, it wasn't very to be honest, it wasn't very expensive. I got it through a local like a German toy shop. So it wasn't super expensive, like a normal Mesco price.
Right.
So yeah, I got him, and then like, damn, this is my whole personality now.
Yeah, I was about to say, and now you're making you're making suits, you're printing and painting and stuff. Like, have you always been into stuff like that? I mean, I know it kind of deviates from the subject, but just so people can get to know you a little bit better as well. Like we know you as this awesome painter. Like you're phenomenal at painting, and you've built these custom figures from scratch essentially with these cloth goods, and Jay has even gotten into doing this stuff as well, and it blows my mind. Like, but looking at them, they look as good to me. They look as good, if not better, than some of the Mezco stuff. And have you learned from these companies on how to like kind of tailor it so tight? Because that was like, once again, that was my big worry about getting into 1/12 cloth goods, was like, are they going to look like big, bulky, saggy outfits? And they're not.
Well, to be honest, maybe it's not so good to learn from Mesco.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to go your own route, right?
But like especially for suits, I mainly don't tailor or yet. I don't tailor like clothes. I still order them from GPS Lot, which is great stuff. Or recently I ordered something from Rebel 10 Customs. So there's a lot of folks that make very, very high quality stuff. But like normal suits, what I said, like for my Flash right here, I was able to sew that up. Thanks to a really cool guy I found on Instagram that uploaded templates for suits. And I was able to fuss with it a bit and get it to fit it perfectly. The important thing is, to me at least, the fabric should be thinner, but also elastic. So if it is in the joint or around the joint, it doesn't hinder the articulation, obviously.
Well, absolutely. Like, I mean, grab your shirt right now. You know what I mean? Like, it can't just be this like static, just static thing. It's gotta have some stretch to it. And especially, here's a great example too. Here's a big printed design on it. You don't want that to tear.
That's a nice shirt.
Thank you. It is very. Yeah, my wife got me this.
Plugging.
Yeah, we need to put out some merch at some point. We've been discussing some of that stuff. Also, big shout out, like you said, to Rebel 10 Customs. She's phenomenal. Yep. She'll take on awesome commissions for about, if she's got time, she will. And she's done, I've got a few of her items here. She did some Spawn capes back in the day and she was just starting out, it felt like. And they were amazing. So it is really cool to see how, I don't know, the Mezco, you got to give it to Mezco for at least the inspiration, the push and the drive, because damn if they didn't start it off, like really start it off. Because I think about like, Marvel Legends by Toy Biz. I remember there was like a white lab coat for Beast and Mr. Fantastic, and then they had 2 coats for Gambit. That one was like a pleather, which somebody said they still have one that is not falling apart. I just don't know if I believe them. And but I mean, if that's phenomenal, honestly. If it's not falling apart, because that stuff would just flake,
crumple.
Yeah, just crumble away. But the other one was great. You know, it actually looked pretty good. It was a skinny figure anyway, but it looked really good on him. And you know, we didn't have wires and capes and stuff like that now, and it's
luxury.
All that
the luxury that we have now.
Yeah, I remember like the old Batman capes when I was a kid. They had this little plastic ring that was in the neck, and it was just like clipped on the back of the head. Yeah, and we loved them. I mean, that's what we had. I was like, but it was cool to have.
Hey, those vinyl cloaks that they put on like Obi-Wan and Vader. You know, and even when they went to cloth, it was just a cheap cloth that had like a little clip in it. You clip
cloth. Yeah, nothing upsets me more than a plastic cape these days.
Yeah, no, it's pretty bad.
I mean,
come on. Even Kyoto started using soft goods cape.
Even Revo. And I love how they give the option for the guys that are like, I don't like change. And so it's like, all right, you can have the plastic one, I guess, right?
Well, for Superman, they put both. But for Moon Knight, they just went complete.
Oh, so they're like, welcome to the future.
Yeah. The future is now, old man.
Yeah, there it is. I mean, look at that. Ori began the mass market 112 soft goods game, but we've seen other companies run with it and evolve the game. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Muff Toys and Felix Toys and all these great third-party companies. Man, I love them.
Yeah, Gnomsky here said the 89 Kenner Batman figures are still some of my favorite toys. Absolutely. I mean, those are, I don't know I know Jay and I probably, I don't know, Jay says, Jay, you're a little older than I am, and then these guys below us are kids.
Right.
So, yeah. Yeah. You guys weren't, like, you can love 89 Batman, but, you know.
No, it wasn't.
And like, oh, and so to actually see that evolution, and we all have our own nostalgia and ties and stuff like that. Yeah. But when it comes down to it, let's face it, imagine having like wooden carved toys to toys now where your fingers move. You know what I mean? Like it's like, I don't know, that's just bonkers to me. And to see,
pretty cool.
Yeah, dude.
Having like a little like a modern action figure made out of wood. That would be crazy.
I actually have you know what's kind of off subject but on subject? Jim Shore. I don't know if you're familiar with Jim Shore's work. He does a lot of Disney. He does statues, but they look like they're carved from wood. And if that makes sense, like so they have like this cool kind of. It's not perfectly smoothed out, you know, almost like polygonal almost. But he does some. I've got an Aquaman statue of him, and it's just like stuff like that would be really cool to have like in an actual action figure form.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll get something like that, and you're like, oh my god, this is crazy. There we go. Look at this, Harry O. As he has,
my man.
He's got a picture of Gomez right there. He knows.
Even McFarlane started doing a soft goods cape with the recent Batman.
Yeah. So, and let's another shout out to Jada Toys coming up. I mean, look at them.
Yeah,
we were talking. I know Jay is just Jay. It's because it's his name, man. Jada. But
I love Jada.
So do I. I think they're phenomenal, and they're bringing soft goods where they need to be. Yep. They didn't even like start their line. It's like, we should have done soft goods. No, they're going right into like they're going to bring Boston with the soft goods cape, and then they're like, you know what? We're also going to do the cyberpunk figures. The cyberpunk figures.
Going to have it's going to be very soft goods heavy. I
heard.
Rebelton Customs assisted Jada for these cyberpunk figures.
You're right.
So
how cool is that?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I mean, and she really started with word of mouth, man. which that's the way it all goes. That's the way this whole thing started for me as well. But it's just super cool. Not only have we seen that, but we've also seen like C. Jesum also get into with DC and all that stuff, and then Mythic Legions and all that stuff. So that's really cool to see these people with like, you know, more humble beginnings and just making it for the crowds and the community. All of a sudden now they're making it for, you know, companies, or at least being consulted, which is very cool. All right, Nacho, it's your turn. What's your figure?
It's this bad boy right here.
No,
It's raw too. In the same boat as Mezco, because like when I saw the trailer for this, I'm like, I need that. That looks super dope. And I was never a cloth soft goods guy. I always collected NECA. I'm like, I don't care about them. There's a girl toy. I don't want to play with dolls. Like,
Dolls,
I
right?
I don't want to dress up a figure. And I was like, oh, that looks cool. And like, just look at the head sculpt of this.
Yeah, that's
like, it's great.
Yeah. With the gloss on the eyes and everything.
The gloss and like the lunchbox is pretty cool too.
But
with like the film, I have it back there somewhere. But like, this is great.
But look how it fits. Look
perfect.
Look at that.
Like, there's nothing bagginess right here, but that's about it. You can fix
and
that.
It's, you know, and it's also like kind of meant to be a little.
It's realistic.
You got like a little tear.
It bunches up. I mean,
it's so. I was right there with you, man. Yeah.
But like, this got me into it, but I still have like the toys that actually like started it, which is
Let's go.
These guys here.
Let's go. Hang on, let me get. Yeah.
It's not the original ones, but like I got these again because the original ones are in Mexico, but these right here,
dude,
amazing.
Product of the 90s.
Yeah, man. Small Soldiers was everything, man. You know, it's
like wrestling figures.
Dude, did you see that? It almost looked like there was like a remake of Small Soldiers coming. Somebody did like
supposedly it's a sequel to it.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was a fan thing or whatever. All I know is I didn't know anything about it, and then I saw it, and my heart was just like,
"Oh no, dude!" Like I follow it, and then like, they post character bios and stuff, and apparently it's like about a brother and sister going to war, and the brother he got like a disease, and that's why like they're called Cybertrons or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like a disease, and like they're doing a battle, and he got stuck, and his arm got cut off, and that's the weapon that he uses is his arm, or she uses the weapon that's his arm.
Dude,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was hyped up. I remember I saw Small Soldiers in the theater as well, and those figures were not easy to find actually when I was a kid.
Trust me, I know. I used to lose them like crazy. My dad would get mad going to Toys R Us every other week, getting me a new one because either the head shoot off, or I lose the crossbow, or I lose it, or at school or something. My dad's like, "Dude, it's a bird. Come on now." So he got me a backpack.
That's awesome.
And I had all my toys in there. I had these, my turtles.
Yeah.
And wrestling figures too. I'm like, no one touched that backpack. If they touch that backpack, you are getting these hands. I would fight you for that backpack.
Dude.
Like, you can ask my siblings and my mom, and then like I would bite people. like you are not touching this backpack. Like, I will fight you to death. You're not touching my toys.
Dude, I got in so much trouble one time when I brought my a Donatello on the bus, and like my stepmom sucked. She's like, she didn't want me to bring figures or anything out of the house or whatever, but I did anyway. And dude, everything was fine until like the bus, like either they hit a brake or hit a bump or something like that, and Donnie hit the floor, and then she had to hit the brakes or was on a hill or both or something, and it slid all the way down there. And you know, I thought they had like a little block there in front of it or something, but she was like, yeah, this could have, at the end she was like, whose is this? And I was like, it's my favorite, I have to confess up. Like, I gotta get that one. I was like, it's mine. And then she had to talk to my mom. She's like, yeah, or my stepmom, and she's like, this could have got under the brake and caused a big wreck. And I'm just like, that's a hero turtle.
Yeah.
Like, he's not
also
got so much.
Why wouldn't the brake be covered up? Like,
don't know,
isn't
man.
This like a security
we don't have
oversight?
We don't have seatbelts on a school bus, man.
Right.
You think the brake's gonna be covered up?
Yeah.
Buses don't have hearing anyway.
It was the Wild West back then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't have seatbelts and anything, man. You hit a bump, you freaking fly up.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. That's insanity, man. Oh my gosh, yeah. That is so cool that you've got the small soldiers and everything, man. I love that. I love that you still have those as well.
Yeah, I have those, and then this is not the original Raph, but I found the same one, and I got it signed by the voice actor. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Damn,
And I'm
that's
not
really
opening this up. It's staying in box, like it's staying there.
Oh, here's a question. I guess a good one. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah,
I can hear.
Sound off in the chat. That'd be great. Apparently, Ori can't hear me.
Or you have to put the earbuds into your ears. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You have to.
This is the most confusing thing I've ever read.
Yesn't?
Yesn't? Is that... Amanda, you're amazing. It's so cool. But yeah, so Nosferatu got you on that, and you obviously have you always been into like horror and whatnot?
Yeah, always been into horror, and that's why I connected NECA figures, and they don't have cloth goods, so I'm like, all right, cool. Die Hard, plastic, no cloth, and I'm like, this looks cool.
Yeah,
this is dope. And then I saw it, I'm like, who's Mexico? And then I looked it up, I'm like, oh, these are pretty cool.
Yeah.
And had it in my cart for a minute. I'm like, I don't know. Bought it, and it sold out within minutes.
It kind of cracks me up too to think about like the old Mezco, like how they kind of were melding that world. Kind of when we were talking about like the, I was talking about the jackets and stuff like that. How the old Hellboy figures, some of them had like the cloth jackets and whatnot for the film and the comic, I believe.
I think I have some of the old Mezco ones down here.
They're still beautiful figures, man. It's kind of crazy.
Them, so, yeah.
Yeah, I wish they would bring those back. Like that'd be really fun to bring like the comic Hellboy stuff back. But I mean, I guess
we got the 1,000 Toys one, so those are pretty decent.
Yeah, 1,000 Toys.
1,000 should reissue that.
For me, sucks to suck, homie.
Hello there, Quinn Comics. Welcome in, man. That's awesome. Thank you. Hey. I don't recognize the name, so that's really cool to have a new viewer there. So welcome in. Well, thank you. How am I doing? Pretty good.
Yeah, I know Quinn. If that's the same Quinn Comics, damn it, I can't talk. Quinn. It's on JC's YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
JC.
Cool. JC. He Quinn News International.
Oh yeah. Wow, yeah. That's cool. So as like I was wondering, do you have any more Mezco figures since you bought Nas?
Oh, dude, like half of my collection's Mezco.
So that's all it took right there.
Yeah. It did literally started me off. I'm like, oh, that's great. And then like I still get crap for having like the Justice League and stuff. I'm like, dude, I don't care if they look cool.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. It's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, that's pretty fun thing. It's pretty funny when we talk about soft goods. You pull out them at Wonder Woman. Probably the only soft good thing on her is her skirt.
Yeah, but
it like the
it led you into the Mezco, the Mezco world. Yeah, that's a really good example of like a great soft goods term. That's like stuff that Chrisman was talking about, like the suit, right? That form fitting suit and whatnot. Man, I remember this was this was bananas to me. But I remember when the Flash came out from Mezco, and it was like people were fighting soft goods at the time for some reason, and they got it. And I saw so many people tear the soft goods off of that.
No.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, this looks so much better." There's a red body underneath it, and it's this giant Flash head on like this red body. We're cutting out the piece of the little logo, and just tearing off all. I'm like,
they activated the bobblehead cheat from Arkham City.
Yeah, dude, it was wild. Just big. Can you imagine like just Flash trying to run with that big old dome? Just. I'm like, yeah,
go on without me. I come. I'm coming.
All right, cool. Well, I'll hop in here. I'll throw my hat in the ring. So it was kind of crazy. What got me back in? So when I was a kid, I was played with figures a lot. Like you were saying, the one that started it for me was this guy right here. And this is like. This is actually my original one, though. This is the one I had when I was a kid, and you can
tail. It's pretty.
Yeah, what's crazy though is like it's still got a little bit of that logo on there, which is I can't believe that. It's kind of crazy too now that just to show off this that they re-released. You know, they started re-releasing these Kenner figures and whatnot, and so yeah, this is the one that started it for me. But what got me back into collecting, what really lit the fire for me, was I was at a Toys R Us and with my wife, and we were going. She was my girlfriend at the time, but we were going in to buy a video game for a friend's kid. It was their birthday, and they wanted a Pokemon game, and so I was like, we were living in Dallas at the time. I was going to college, and we were near a Toys R Us, and so I didn't grow up near Toys R Us's at all. If we went to a Toys R Us, it might have been like once or twice a year, and it was like, this is like a really big thing, you know, whatever. That's where the parents like went to shop for Christmas and stuff. But so anyways, we walked into one, and I hadn't been into one in years. I hadn't seen toys in decades, probably, you know, at least a decade. And I found this guy right here.
Oh,
yeah, this was, and he was, I think this was probably like $7. I think like they're just nothing, man. Like $7. And this, I have to replace the batteries because his eyes actually do light up. I do have another one on the shelf his eyes light up, but this blew my freaking mind, man. Like, so Nightcrawler is, if you know me, he's my favorite Marvel character. I've always loved this character. Yeah, he's the one that got me. This is actually my first comic character that I ever saw and really fell in love with, as far as in the comics. And so yeah, I got this, and I was like, oh, you know what, this would be cool to bring home, and I'm gonna put him on my shelf. And opened him up, and I was just messing with him, you know, just to have like a little thing at the house. And then I was like, holy crap, like his hands, like these bendable hands or whatnot. And then he's got this and this double elbows and then this and this. I was like, I was hooked from right then. That was it. I was like, this is so insane. The amount that's in these now. Like, I couldn't believe like the freaking toe articulation, the hands, it blew my mind. And then there was a comic shop nearby. Somebody had brought in like their entire collection of Marvel Legends, and they were selling them for like $3 to $5 a piece. Mm-hmm. They were hot. They were still hot at the time, man. So it was like I was grabbing all those things at the time. I even have, this is kind of funny, but this is actually the prototype, one of the prototypes for that figure as well. And I don't think this works because it looks rusted, but either way, there's a prototype there. But that also kind of spawned. I found the what was it called, the Face Off series, Mandarin and Iron Man from Toy Biz, and that was like $10 or something. Like these, like have you seen the monster set from Toy Biz? It's got Werewolf by Night and Dracula, Frankenstein, and the zombie. And that was like, I don't know, $15-$20. They were just like, I want to say Toy Biz was almost on their way out the door. I think I jumped on to collecting right as there was like X-Men Classics were showing up, and Hasbro was maybe like a year or two away from taking over Marvel Legends and going into that. But like within 3 months, I probably had acquired like 50 figures. It was nothing. Well, but it was, keep in mind, it was super cheap. And then there was that comic store that I was able to like, man, there's Captain America here. There's Mysterio. Actually, I didn't have Mysterio. Mysterio is one that evaded me for a long time. But Sandman, Lizard, like they had like the box set figures that were already there. And I was like, dang, these are crazy. Like just all of them are like this. Like it was blowing my mind. And then I actually built Giant Man. I built the Giant Man Build-A-Figure. Like, yeah, like buying the figures. I was like, this is crazy. They were at Walmart, and it was like, they were like $8 a piece. It was nuts, man. So yeah, it was just
like
crazy.
You were like, you went with a bin to the store or to the comic shop and like,
dude, yeah. I mean, they had a bin already, and I was just like, okay. I should have taken the whole thing. Should just be like, shout out to Keith's Comics in Dallas. God, they're awesome, man. That's one of my.
Can I take the bin with me? No, it's got to stay.
Man, I thought toy stores do that, dude. They take the bin. I'm like, hey. That's why I only bring, if I trade figures in I bring cardboard boxes. Yeah, my wife's like, "Where's that bin at?" I'm like, "Yeah, no,
It's gone. It's gone.
It's crazy.
we'll never get another bin."
They stole my bin. What has it been?
That's
Yeah,
a
dude.
had to learn that.
That it was crazy though, man. It was like interesting to the shift and everything as well. Like because NECA was doing like the best video game figures, and so I'd grab their stuff as well. And then it was years after that whenever I finally moved and whatever, and then me and got to meet Darius and whatnot. D Amazing on YouTube, and he's the one that was like, man, these import figures are really cool. Like you can get these figures from like Japan and stuff. And I was like, oh, those are pretty cool. So I remember grabbing like I think it was either a Figma or an SH Figure Arts. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what my first import was, but it might have been like something like Tiger and Bunny or something like that. Like there's a show or whatever, and they did these figures. I was like, this is freaking cool.
I mean,
I loved them.
They remade Tiger and Bunny, at least Tiger and Bunny.
Mm-hmm. Did they still have the there was like two versions. I want to say there was some that had like Amazon, like
they do have sponsoring.
The sponsoring, yeah,
it's
the
like
ones...
more Bandai and stuff, but they're new figures of a Tiger and Bunny.
That's
if
awesome.
If you're interested,
those figures were really cool. I still to this day have not seen the show. I just thought the figures were on Amazon and they clearanced them out or something, and D was just like, just try them out. Just try them out. Like, I'm sure you like them. He's like, they're only like $20 each, and so I grabbed both.
What you gotta lose?
It was literally that
money.
Yeah.
Money.
$40 for both though. That's cheaper than 2 Marvel Legends these days.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
They had diecast parts in them.
Oh,
super
okay.
cool. Yeah, those are slick figures, man. I really like those. But anyways, yeah. So that was just like obviously it escalated.
Where did those come from? I don't know.
Yeah. How'd these get here? How did these? How do they keep going? How do you stop it? Yeah, I don't know, man. But it's interesting that it was just a happenstance. Like I was not looking for. I was not in the like figures were whatever. That was back when there was a site still around called Figure Realm. They were a big deal for like toy customs, and it was huge. That's actually where I learned a lot of like techniques, like the screw trick and stuff like that. That kind of led, like, so all this collecting stuff obviously led me into fixing these figures and stuff like that. And to go back to Jay, what we were saying with these the GI Joes, you could take them apart. So they've got a screw in the back there for like a little Phillips head. And that's when I realized, like, I remember I broke one of my favorite ones. It probably was a topside or a dial tone or something like that. And he broke. And I remember getting a small screwdriver from my grandfather. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I can take apart the core figures. Those core, I don't know if you guys know those, but they're like the knockoff of G.I. Joes. Yeah. And you could buy them at Walmart for nothing. And then the O-rings were great. And then, holy crap, the parts swap. So then I was making Resident Evil customs when I was a kid, man. I was like,
oh nice.
I've got like Chris Redfield. Now I've got this in G.I. Joe form, making my own characters. Me and my buddy Scott, every time Halloween rolled around, we'd wait till the day after and we'd go buy like the fake little blood capsules. Because we were huge Mortal Kombat kids. And so you could take the screw out of the back of a figure. You can literally like twist the head off, like, because it's got a ball with like little pegs that keep it in. Fill the chest with fake blood, put the head on, and be like, throw it somewhere. It's like, yeah. You clean it off and you go back to it, man. A lot of oscillating fans.
Damn.
Took the lives of mini Joes and whatnot. But yeah, we had a blast with those figures, and that was like my first soiree into repair and into customization. And as we've all learned, like, I think all of us fell into that, like, customization now is something just, man, it takes it to a whole nother level and then the soft goods bring it to an even another level.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's freaking crazy, man. I don't know. That's just bananas to me how something that we had when we were kids to the re-releases of things now as well. Really pull us back in.
And, and honestly, like I wouldn't be collecting like I am if they weren't making the 6-7 inch scale.
Why is it that we're so like is the 1/12 just like kind of hit that sweet spot, or is it?
Yeah, because I have like 1/6 is like cool as hell. Some of it's a little creepy, but it's amazing. But I have no desire for that. It's super cool, but but it's the 1/12 that just is that lot. It's
that's what I was kind of getting at a minute ago when I said
you said earlier about how when you're a kid, those figures are, they fit a certain way in your hand.
Yeah.
And the 1/12 almost does the same thing. Like as an adult, it almost replicates that,
Yeah, that's what I was kind of yeah, exactly. Like the figures grew up with you. Like they just got bigger, and now I'm looking at them and I'm like, man, could you imagine had you have had, like, even if you would have had 6-inch figures when you were a kid, those would have been nuts. But if they would have moved like the 25th anniversary like figures for the G.I. Joes, was it 25th or 35th? I can't remember. But
25th anniversary. Yep.
Wow.
I would be tweaking.
Yeah.
I get the figure.
Do you think the 12-inch figures are creepy, Chrisman?
No. It's not all of them. It's just some of them. Just like they just.
I mean, I could grab my Luke Skywalker with the moving eyes.
Before, it's when they have that real skin stuff, and
I
get it. I get it.
Yeah, and I understand it, but
mine aren't looking at me, so I'm good.
Like one of those will never come in my house ever.
I'm actually
only if I sent you one.
The night.
He said,
No.
Wait. Yeah, I'm guilty of owning. I think I have like 2. I bought 2 of them, and while they're cool, but if you don't have them covered up in a full body like cloth, then it kind of, man, they can get really like just filthy. Like that stuff collects that skin. That
what was that Star Wars? The Luke Skywalker. I think it's a 1/12 that has that. It's like real or something like that.
You mean hyperreal?
Yeah.
That wasn't the 1/12. It's a bit.
Yeah, it's
bigger.
Like
I got
the
Vader.
Yeah.
It's similar to TB League / Viking, but it's not like skin and then a soft good suit. It's the similar to the Batman '89 by Mesco.
Okay.
It's like, how do I explain it? It's a suit made out of silicone and the metal skeleton inside.
Yeah, and it's creepy.
Oh yeah. Hey, oh man, I didn't even see Doggo was in here. No, my favorite was not Thor. I do love Thor now, but it was Nightcrawler. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Is this a podcast or is it Plastic Anonymous? Damn. I called everybody out. Yeah, there it is. Jay, we're gonna send Jay those figures. Here you go, Jay. I'm gonna send you one.
No.
He said no. I'm very thank you. No. No. Dude,
I'm sending it to stop.
One scale is just that I don't have the space for them. They look great. Don't get me wrong. Like all the third-party companies coming out with figures and stuff look great. I just don't have the space for it. I can admire them from afar. I could just go to my brother's house and see his collection. Like, those fighters and stuff. They look great, but it's just like I'm good. It's too much money for that.
people that collect them, like absolutely more power to you. Like amazing collections and everything, and all that. I just like one, they're way too expensive for my budget, and yeah, some of them are just it's just the hyper real of them. Some.
I mean, to be honest, like in the past, I I was like, nah, I'm never getting Hot Toys, and now I have.
Yeah, you've got a few.
6.
Yeah,
6.
That's a healthy. I would say like no more than 10 Hot Toys. So you got 4 to go.
Man, but when I look at other like pure Hot Toys collectors, man, I was like, either you gotta like have robbed a bank or something.
Yeah, there you go. Been collecting action figures for 40 years with no signs of stopping anytime soon. Yeah,
right.
definitely. I have no intention of stopping. I am going to be selling off a ton of my stuff though. I want space. I want space for things that it's time to like move into the next level of my adult collecting where I actually start spending responsibly and also displaying responsibly.
Right.
I think the displaying responsibly is like the biggest deal for me right now because I got plenty. I already have plenty to display. But yeah, even I have I've got a few Hot Toys as well. I've sold 2 that I have, but right now I've got 4. I have 4 Hot Toys total. I just got a new one in too.
Which one?
Well,
Twist my arm. You gotta twist my arm.
Since you asked,
it's not even back. God damn!
Oh my god!
Holy moly!
Yeah.
See, that's one I wanted to pull the trigger on, but I was like, man,
I'm dead.
You know how big that
it looks so good. It looks so good.
He was one of the few. Like I was like being just a giant Doctor Strange fan. That's what I want on like I have a few you guys know I collect characters. Like I have character shelves and having that in the back
with the wing spread,
just the full thing, and then having all the other Doctor Stranges around him, and I'm like, especially with the success and just awesomeness for me of the multiverse of madness to have all these different Doctor Stranges around this giant Doctor. I'm like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, that one I'll do, and then I also have, I have the first Ant-Man, and I have the Civil War Giant Man, which also they work for my Ant shelf because I'm a big Ant-Man collector. I collect everything Ant-Man, and but those also work. You know what I mean? Like even if you were to put them with Mezco figures, there you've got this giant. Like it still makes sense. And then I have a Kylo Ren because Adam Driver is life.
No judgment.
No,
great.
Me too.
And he's phenomenal. That's why I watched the new Star Wars movies because Adam Driver was in them.
Good too.
That guy's intense. Let's go. But yeah, there's a few big ones over there. But yeah, I see the draw where you're like, ugh.
But we're opening a self-help group for plastic addicts, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you want to get away with from it, but as a small print, you're never losing this. You're done for.
Absolutely, and just call 1-800-999.
CREWMARU Toy Mechanics.
Like that. Instead of, I want to do so many more of those stings for you guys and then us. I was thinking it'd be super fun. Anyway, I've got some ideas. I don't want to say it over here. We'll talk about that later. But there's some things I want to do that we could throw into there. I think it'd be really fun. But yeah, man, I think it's really cool to see how some of you guys. I wanted to ask Chrisman, what's the figure that you can think of to your childhood? That was one of the ones that started it off for you.
Action Man. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah, I know.
It's a 12-inch guys. Oh, I don't know who made them. Mattel?
Mattel.
Oh, okay. But Like I had an Action Man.
You're in Germany, so you got the that'd be Palatoy, I believe. Yeah.
Did you grow up in Germany, Chrisman, or were you in?
No, I grew up in Germany.
Okay.
An Action Man, like you could like they actually had soft goods. I mean, it's not a big surprise since it's 12-inch, but it was cool. You could just swap out parts and stuff, and man, I loved it.
Yeah, Action Man was that kind of ran along with the GI Joe here in America. The 12-inch or larger GI Joe with like the beards and the flocked hair and beards, and they had the eagle eye.
Didn't didn't Action Man have, and maybe this was later on, because I remember seeing some stuff in Toys R Us that were more modern Action Man, but he had like Spider-Man outfits and stuff like that.
Action Man took it to the level though, like because that line, I feel like sold better and marketed better. So I mean, it went military. There was Bullet Man. And then
I think they had like licensed products. I remember in Toys R Us,
Superman. They had different characters like that too that you could buy, and the costumes and stuff like that as packs, I believe.
But that was the adventures.
But I mean, that's kind of the gist.
That was the little Christmas adventures were with Action Man. Mm-hmm. That's amazing.
I can still remember. I think there was an Action Man figure that had like rollerblades on his limbs and stuff, so you can everywhere roll. Crazy.
It's funny how I am now compared to when I was a kid. Like there were some times where I just couldn't stand an action feature. Like it just bothered me to no end that there was an action feature in a figure. I'm like, you ruined it, because now it's got this stupid spring action, but there were some action features that I was like, oh my gosh. I think it was Swamp. There was a Swamp Thing figure that had his hand, you could pull his hand out and it had a cord attached to it, like basically a grappling hook. And then you squeezed his legs and it would pull it back.
That's cool.
I was like, that's cool. I was like, that would work for literally any figure of mine. I was like, I don't care if that's what he has now. Like, if that's what Aquaman, instead of a hook hand, he should have just had like just a hand,
a normal hand.
Yeah, because he did that with the harpoon, which I always thought was really cool. I was like, and it's not really that design about the hook hand. I have nothing against hook hands or anything like that. It was the fact that Aquaman
it's not on your Aquaman.
That Aquaman was not a nice person. I'll keep it PG.
All right. Yeah.
It's cool.
He's a real jerk. A real jerk of a man.
Worse than Flashpoint Aquaman?
I mean, if you read the comic Flashpoint Aquaman, he's not the Nazi that they made him out to be in that the animated one, which was really scary. I was like, but he was still not a good guy.
No.
Cool outfit though. Not the hair, but that outfit. From here down, very cool. From here up, it was very stop resisting. So I don't like that one. I don't like that.
Just imagine Jason Momoa with like short hair, no beard, and that Flashpoint suit.
Isn't that so funny? That would be what was it? Was that Stargate Atlantis?
I mean, in Stargate he had a beard and longer hair, but
just like short hair and no beard.
Short hair.
Yeah, dreads.
Like, but just imagine military short hair, no beard, and he's like,
nobody wants to imagine that.
That would be so funny.
You're ruining him.
Don't do it to my husband. No.
You're ruining Momo.
Your husband.
Yes, sir.
I thought it was Ryan Reynolds.
No. Momo all day.
So funny.
Momo and Cavill. No. Yes,
sir. Speaking of Aquaman, Bill, can you show us the Aquaman
statue
food and drink bundle?
Oh, yeah. I can. Hang on. I'll take myself out. You guys talk about something and I'll bring it back.
Yep. We break it down.
So you get a lot of Mezco talk here. I kind of mentioned this earlier. So I have no Mezco.
Okay.
Yeah. So Matt, I was telling you guys I'm buying pre-ordering King Conan, so that'll be my first mezco. So
that'll be
Well,
pretty cool.
nowadays, I don't know if I would go on a Mezco nowadays. To be honest, maybe more like it's expensive, like more expensive for no reason. I would probably go more like a third party, you know.
Yeah, that surprisingly, because third party's been knocking it out, especially with like the Muff Toys figures. Been
Muff Toys.
Mm-hmm.
I hope like speaking of Felix Toys, like I'm dropped their name earlier. I hope like they released their Heath Ledger Joker.
Yeah,
They said nothing, and they haven't said nothing. So I'm hoping they're working on a Night Owl from the Watchmen movie.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
So I'd had the partner for my Rorschach. That would be instant pre-order.
I need the whole team, man. I need the Rorschach because I missed out on it. A comedian would be great. A comedian would be great, especially with like the mask they had on the comic, like the Dominatrix.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty cool.
With the zipper, that'd be pretty cool.
I mean, if they don't do the whole team, at least those two.
Just an Owlman would be great too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Okay, that's cool.
That would be a fun team.
Yeah.
You gotta shade the green parts.
Yes.
These are the AMC exclusive.
That's
Aquaman.
cool than the pictures.
Does it smell like fish?
Was it fish flavored popcorn?
I doubt it. Dude, this is so solid.
Damn.
This is solid. Like, yeah,
Put it on your head.
Like look at that. It's like even it's screwed in.
Put it on your head.
What is it? What's the? Does it look at batteries? Oh, it fits. Does it have batteries in it? What's it do?
No, it's just like the bottom is like so like thick.
Oh, gotcha.
Like,
that's probably like
awesome.
the orange inner lay is attached to the outer shell.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
Is it metal inside?
No, it's like just a really sturdy plastic.
Damn.
So have any other movie, like I know the new Transformers movie, they had the Optimus
or Dune
corn bucket.
No, we're not gonna get into Dunes.
The Dune Cup.
Dude,
yes, sir. Demon Talk, baby.
Okay. So I was not trying. Okay, I forgot about
it. No.
Yeah, we know what the Optimus Prime. The Optimus Prime.
Well, I was gonna say, have any other movies done anything? But yeah, I forgot about it.
Barbie did the car.
Blue Beetle.
Barbie did the car.
Blue Beetle
did the actual Ecto 1. It opens up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
you can find them online. The Batman had the Batman mask, and you can open the head. It opens up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Dude.
like because it's different with different movie theaters. Like AMC had different things for the Batman.
Mm-hmm.
BB theaters, I don't know if it's around where you guys are at. They have different things. Regal, and then Cinemark. You should always have different things too. But AMC is usually like more expensive with their stuff.
Very expensive. I'll tell you right now that I was not happy buying that. In fact, I almost didn't buy it, especially when I saw how much the shipping was, because I did not find this at a movie theater. I bought it from the AMC site, which is cheaper than anywhere else you're going to get it, because people apparently really know what these things are worth.
Oh no, bringing it back to 112 vehicles, when Fast and Furious 10 was the last one.
Yep.
Right? Fast 10, well, their popcorn was a car, but it scales perfect with 112 figures, and everybody's like, oh hey, let's buy the car. It's like $50-$60, not including shipping. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good on that. And they had a stack at the movie theaters because we were watching Shin Kamen Rider.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a stack just sitting there, and they had them on sale. I'm like, still not worth it. It's still not worth it.
Sorry, I got a tech question real fast. Kairos, those are called eye-hook screws. I'll link them in the chat here in just a second. So, but yeah,
usually the popcorn
but
buckets are pretty cool, but really pricey.
But for Oppenheimer, no, atom bomb, which is kind
Well,
of a,
probably can do that.
No.
or like no Burger King promotion. Wappenheimer. What's with that?
Well,
that's what
because you
Beetle burger.
probably get that's not. It's not good either.
We need a
No, it's-
Wappenheimer.
Like I knew about the Optimus one, and then Billy the other day you posted the pictures of that. And I was thinking I didn't like all these ones you're naming. I had no clue that they had done anything for the movies.
I actually wouldn't have known that, but my friend. So I had no idea this thing existed until my guy Todd or Rectangular from So he was hit me up and he's like, just sent me I want to say it was an Instagram deal or something. I'm like, oh my god. So like I immediately like went to like looking for it, and AMC had it, and my wife's like, you have to get those, like
Right.
you have to get it. And it was a bundle
They're
deal.
expensive.
They were very expensive. I was like,
Yeah, man.
like
Every
with
night.
shipping,
Truck, I want to say about $80.
$40. It was $40. It was $40 shipped for the two.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you take it in and get a free soda and popcorn?
I have no idea.
I'd find
For
out.
life, that would be pretty cool.
I mean,
I mean,
maybe
I mean,
so.
you
go. So I mean, right there.
Yeah, I will. I mean, you might as well. I don't even know where to
I think
see it.
it's,
But
could
yeah,
use the bucket for catching fish, you know.
you know what? Actually, I think I'm gonna put all my paintbrushes and stuff in it.
Oh, that'd be-
Like it's kind of cool instead of using mugs and whatnot. And Jay, kind of going back to that, I had no idea that there was these as well. You know, every now and then there's like promotional posters and stuff like that you can grab. And I know the guy to probably to talk to about this stuff would be Esteban, man, because I know he's our kind of our movie guy. But my buddy, and I wonder if you got this one, but my buddy was like, oh yeah, he's like, it was really hard. It was a real pain in the butt to like track down the Barbie car, and then something they did for Scream. I don't know what they did, but they did something for Scream as well. So there was
the Blue Beetle, like the actual beetle, because it opened up from the back, and the beetle actually rose. It's pretty cool.
I heard the Blue Beetle one was awesome.
Yeah, people are using that for like their customs of Blue Beetles, and like the DC icons go well with it too.
We're sleeping on the movie like exclusive stuff here.
Yeah, no, I regret not buying the Wakanda Forever popcorn bucket because it was like the statue of the panther, and then like it at the bottom. It was pretty cool.
For Wakanda Forever, it was one of the ships, right?
Yeah, there's two different ones because the movie theater I went to was BB Theaters, and they had that statue of the panther, and it had the Wakanda Forever at the bottom, and it lit up. And then the other one was the actual ship that was at AMC. It is like the panther ship. It is pretty cool.
Here's this guy right here. Here's the guy you can thank for my 3D printer.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
This is
Let's
one of my not even a friend. He
autographs.
He transcends friendship. That's family right there. That's Anthony. He does a lot of amazing prints for us and whatnot. And hi, Anthony. Such a good guy.
Now let's talk about the Dune Cup.
Man, that's gonna have to be for after hours, dude. We can't talk about the Dune Cup. I can't even. I'm not even gonna show it.
The meme's so funny, like
Dude,
you have to show it, Billy.
The scene of Homelander sitting in the cinema, me, POV, me, pretending not to notice it while the guy next to me violates the cup.
Dude,
like, why did they come up with that? Like, I get it. It's supposed to be like the sandworm. I'm like, dude, that's not.
Everyone, like,
you could have had the ship, like
you can't look at it,
like the dragonfly ship. They could have had that, and you could just have the popcorn open up from the top. But no, they're like, oh, let's just put a sandworm. I'm like, dude,
you can't. You look at it, you instantly. People gonna mod it, sure.
Like, why did they go with that? Honestly.
Hope everybody's enjoyed the stream today.
I mean,
dude, that is.
You know why?
Dude, you know what's funny though? I don't want to admit it, but I have something that looks like that. That's a dog paw cleaner. Have you seen one of those? Like
oh yeah, it looks like a paw cleaner, of course.
I got it. I looked at my wife and I was like,
intrusive thoughts came over.
Dude, there's that. And I'll show you. I'll show you like a dog bone toy that we got, and I was like, how did this slip past? This reminds me of like that transforming Punisher.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with a brr.
Yeah, with the brr. Oh shoot. Yeah, dude. I don't know what they're thinking with that stuff, man. But all right, they can do what
Yeah,
they want.
the marketing teams probably were tweaking.
They're just
something.
Dude, how? When is it at that part where you can't sleep at night, being like, I should have stopped it. I should have stopped production.
We need to make the Denussy cup.
Denussy.
What I want to know what that I haven't seen the Ecto one. Was this an AMC thing?
Yeah.
Man, at least they haven't. At least they didn't make like a Slimer cup thing.
Oh, gross!
Right,
like with the mouth open.
Right.
To drink your drink, you have to kiss Slimer.
Man, I don't want to do that.
Reminds me of that Jar Jar Binks lollipop figure.
Oh,
tongue will stick out. I'm like, why would they make that back in the day? I'm like, dude, it's so traumatizing.
See if I can show this here.
If you want to enjoy your treat, you gotta French kiss Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, that's you can get it for $45.
Pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Cool.
That's
actually really cool.
Pretty slick, man. This guy likes it. See? That's how you know. Yeah, see, it says like 20.
Scroll further down. Like the pics there from Facebook to the right.
No, down
scalpers. Here? Look at those scalpers.
Yeah, they got stacks and stacks of it. Dude, come on.
Sheesh.
What y'all doing over there? Look at him just having a fun time.
Scalpers.
Mm-hmm. No, that's scalping.
Missouri Ghostbusters. Maybe they're grabbing them for their friends.
Oh, jeez. I'm not involved with them. I'm not involved with them.
That's awesome. You need to go stop them, man.
Well, find out, man.
just say less. Let me go find them.
You
put on your backpack,
yeah,
dude. As just
mask on and just
put your backpack. Get your backpack on.
Oh, the backpack's gone.
Give me all your ectos. Give me all your ectos right now.
We had to get rid of the backpack. It was causing a lot of trouble.
No, it's a whole traumatic backstory. It burned in a fire.
No. Oh, and with that, we'll have to get you a new backpack like the Phoenix, rising from the ashes.
I know. I still got the figures from when I was a kid, so I'm good.
That's super cool, man.
Loss.
We need to make a GoFundMe.
Yeah, GoFundMe for a backpack. Okay.
Yeah. Wait, look at this. This this is one of my original like weird creations. This is like Dial Tone's head and look at this thing. And these are the
you can dance.
Crazy Snake Eyes body right here, the torso. Yeah, I thought Dial Tone was one of the coolest figures. And on this figure originally, with the original body, it was like this brand called Sonic Screamers or something like that. And they had these backpacks that played gun sounds every time you press the button. And but his back was flat. All their backs were really flat. And I was like, that looks stupid. So yeah. So I thought this looked good together and went with this. And man, this figure.
Make him dance. Make him twerk.
Hey.
Down.
He's like, this is the moment I've been
Magic Mike, Magic Dalton,
Dial Tone, Magic Dial Tone. Yeah, so there you go. I'm glad everybody got to see that just now.
Yeah.
It's like I've been around for like 20 years, and this is what you do to me.
Yes,
it's actually longer than 20. Jeez, I forgot. We just passed that 25th anniversary. It was freaking insane. Well, cool, man. Oh, wait, what we got here? We got one more. Did any of you guys, what does it say? Did any of you guys get any of the T-Rexes from David Sylvia's Mesozoic Dinos? Dude, I was looking at those yesterday, and they are really cool. They're really, really cool. I don't know if it was the Mesozoic ones. I thought it was like this. Was it the Sterozoic or There's another one. There's dude. There's like a Brachiosaurus who's got like I have to find him, man. I gotta show him off before we go. He's got like a shorter body and a long neck, and it's just like I fell in love with this figure pretty quick. Let's see, what is it? David Sylvia's. Let's see what we can find here. Yeah, these are really freaking cool figures. I don't know what to do with them though. Like,
Play.
well, like the dinosaur thing, I'm not really into dinosaurs.
You're
Make a
not
dinosaur rock band.
cancel.
Well,
What?
that's awesome.
Yeah.
But he made a Dimetrodon for me. Dimetrodon's technically not a dinosaur. So.
It doesn't matter.
Who?
I mean, that's my favorite one, but you know,
You can still make a custom model part.
You want a figure of him or not?
Right?
There is actually currently one.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Dude, there's a Dimetrodon from the what was it called? The Hammond collection? Is that the Jurassic Park line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's on clearance right now. I didn't know they had one.
Well,
And
there you go.
and now I want it. But I'm probably not gonna get it. I can't find this
Boo
guy.
this man!
Boo this man!
Oh,
Dang it.
brother, this guy stinks!
Yeah, you don't have we need to get you a soundboard on here, don't we? No, we don't.
No.
No, we
Better
don't.
not. Better not.
You
Yeah,
just hear
it's
fart
best-
noises in the background. Just
Like, stop. Did you stop doing that? I'm not gonna stop doing it.
And then like him from Star Wars from Episode 8. More! More!
Let's see.
Strider!
Yeah, okay. I think I got some stuff here. This is from I don't get demonetized for this, like I'm just showing off somebody else's video. This is from Robo Don't Know's stream. Or
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if he's cool, if his Robo's really cool, he won't.
if Robo's really cool, he won't say anything. But this is I love this guy, man. I love it so much.
Yeah. So
It's great, dude.
there's actually a couple in that new line that I want.
Yeah.
Man, I would get a stiff neck if I was looking like that.
Look how cool that is.
Yeah, dude, show the pterodactyl. That's the one I want. The pterodactyl, and yeah, that one right there.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That
look at that.
and the oh god, what's the next one?
It's like a dragon.
And you
here or
even got
something.
squinted eyes.
Oh, the raptor?
Yeah, the raptor.
The raptor.
So they said that raptor's an army builder.
He looks cool on his own too, man.
Raptor eye.
Shurikens.
Pretty dope, man. I think that was the Cerazoic warriors. So we went
Yeah,
from the
Cerazoic.
Mesozoic to the Cerazoic period. So that's pretty cool.
They're pretty
There
cool.
you go.
Not my thing, back on my for far.
Oh, they're in scale with 1/18 figures.
Oh, hard pass.
Yeah. Still cool for those, especially those who are collecting 1/18. That is pretty cool. But you know, it is what it is. That's fun. It's super funny to have those goes. I love that big neck though. That was pretty crack. That was cracking. I was like, that stuff's awesome. I was like, that guy's got a heads up on everybody, right, Chrisman?
Yep.
Yes,
He just
So
looks
if I-
down on you all the time.
If I may, since I wasn't here last week,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta show you something.
Okay.
I showed it earlier before the stream, and it was these three from Kamen Rider Ryuki.
Are these
I got
grow
him. Yeah. I got him rather cheap, like him 145. And if you look into eBay, you can find these three for like 130 to 150 each. So I did had a pretty good deal.
You got all three for that price?
Yeah.
Ooh, nice, man. So how long have you been after those? Or those just like characters?
I was not actively searching for them, but I saw I saw them on it's like eBay Craigslist in Germany. I saw them and I had to have them. The cool thing about them, these are older SH figure arts. Like 2012, 2011, 2012. So like over a decade.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
feet,
Oop.
and they still hold up very well. Like you said, like Bill, you said last week, the older SH figure art still hold up very good, very well.
Yeah, it's like they had like a stronger plastic on something. Like we were talking about the Daft Punk figures, I think, and where it's like, yeah, those are still, those great.
For example, like with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And these Kamen Riders come with cards.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Super small.
Mm-hmm. Oop. Lost you there.
Oh, it's not me this time, is it?
No.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah. And these things where they put the cards in, like I can. Let me.
Do they go like in the belt or something, or?
No.
I don't know. I don't know much about Kamen Rider, so
That's all right. There you go. See?
Hello.
The card.
Hello.
Hey, girl.
Oh wow.
The card goes go inside there, and I can pull it up and.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
That's actually pretty cool.
That's detail, man.
Crazy functionality.
Yeah.
And
How does that feel? Does it feel pretty sturdy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
If I like, of course, if I don't use violence, it works wonderfully. if I'm not ham-handing them,
We don't use violence.
Like some people, but yes.
Yeah. You didn't choose violence. That's amazing.
like the other
It's awesome that you got those, though.
Here, this is some for the tiger guy.
Yeah.
His name is Kamen Rider Tiger. Pretty.
Okay. Fair enough.
On the nose, and you can just pull it down.
Let's see.
That's actually pretty cool.
Wow.
You can put the card inside there.
Just all the detail in that is insane.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. That is really freaking cool. Huh.
Love it.
Man. Yeah, that's awesome. Especially for a figure that's that old.
Yep.
You're like, dang, like that's a lot.
Amazing.
Yeah, a lot that went into that.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking awesome, man. Love it. Well, man, thank you. Well,
my contribution to last week.
Yeah, appreciate that. That's awesome. Yeah, I want to thank everybody once again for showing up today, and we're doing our thing, and everybody in the chat. Thank you for showing up and sharing some of your favorite figures as well. Also want to little Kitty. Hang on, where's Kitty?
She's just awoken.
That's amazing. But yeah, real quick, I just want to say a special big shout out to our awesome patrons and people. Get out of there. I see you down there. Man, Esteban Barazza, who's obviously in here with us. Juarez, Jumpgate Customs, Creeper 13 Creations, Chrisman, Gurwal, Brian C. Williams, and the Dave Wonder. Thank you guys so much for all of your patronage and funding this channel, helping us pay for this, basically. And it's pretty awesome. Yeah, you guys are awesome, and we all pitch in, and then you guys pitch in as well. So thank you. Thank you very much. And yeah, we're gonna see you next week. I don't know what we're gonna be talking about, but we've got a few things already cooking right now, so we'll see you soon.
Yep.
So, Sunday, baby.
On the way out the door.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely.
Subscribe.
It's awesome, guys. And remember, make sure you guys take care of each other out there, and don't forget that the impossible just takes a little longer. We'll see you later. Peace.